Run, river, run, run through the hills. Run, river, run to the sea. Run, river, run to your place beneath the sun. Run, river, run over me.
Hi, this is Jan Lewis. Welcome to be my guest. We have today from Shrewsbury, Dhriti Aiylan. Beautiful name. And she is an author. This is your first book, Dhriti?
Yes.
I swear it would be like her hundreds. She's like a pro, double-edged. Now, if you guys like what fantasy,
Yeah.
you'd classify it as that.
Mm-hmm.
Did you design the cover?
I did not. So our publisher, the cover was actually made with stock photos at first, but I didn't really like the way that looked.
Yeah.
So we had an illustrator do it, and she kind of like did it to my liking.
Yeah.
And she designed the whole cover and everything, and I really love the cover. So.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't think I've seen one even close. I see a lot of fantasy in like the bookstores, but not. How many pages? It's just so big and beautiful.
379 pages.
How long did it take you to write your first book?
So I actually did it the summer before 10th grade. I was visiting my family in India, and I had a lot of free time on my hands.
Yeah.
So I kind of just like wrote a chapter each day. Didn't really know where it was going, but it eventually sort of grew into the book.
Yeah.
And it actually took me only a couple of months to write it, but the editing process is what took me a really long time. That's why like it took this long for it to get released.
What do your parents think? Are they happy for you?
Yeah.
Oh my God. This came out. When did this come out, Dhriti?
It was released on February 4th, so this year.
February 4th. Calling it close. It's a good thing. I mean, you sent it to me. I remember that.
Yeah.
Because I have my own. This is my copy.
Yeah.
Now, you're going to be able to get one downstairs, too, in the Upton Library. Of course, you're on YouTube as well. Okay, so you're all over the lot. And I've got someone in California. There's Japan. I mean, it's going to go everywhere. Where have you been appearing?
So I was actually at the Worcester Barnes & Noble this weekend.
Yeah.
And
Is that the Lincoln Street one?
I think so. It's like near AC Moore and
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that one.
Yeah.
And I did an event there, and it was a lot of fun. And
fun.
a couple weeks ago, I was at Tatnug
Yeah.
and at the Shrewsbury Public Library as well.
All right, that's how I found this young lady. Over at Tatnug. You get over there. They do a pretty good job. They'll put up a flyer of the person coming, and there she is, just like her picture. She was there the 15th of February. They usually do 1 to 3 and 3 to 5. They'll schedule 2 peep shows.
Yeah.
Did you get up and give a presentation in the big room, or did you sit more in the front?
I did not. So I sat up front, like right where the cashier is.
Yeah.
And so I felt like that way I could reach people a lot easier because like right in the front of the store. So.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. I know I had one of my authors go to the big back room. I said, make sure, go over to Staples, get a great big laminated thing of your cover and who you are, because the bookstores don't always go to that extreme, like I said. And bring an easel and put it right there, and you can put it right in the front too, with an arrow pointing. It worked like a charm. They do a good job, but an author, if they pushed it, they can really do an even better job.
Yeah.
Now, tell us briefly get everybody whet their appetite. Double Edge. These are 2 girls from two different worlds.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
So, it's in both of their alternating perspectives, and so Princess Kara is obviously from royalty, and Lavendera is a farm girl, and they both get sort of caught up in this war on different sides, and the story's about the war from their different perspectives, and how in the end their stories kind of converge, and so it's just sort of like their different perspectives on the war, and like how events progress, and...
It sort of reminded me a little of The Prince and the Pauper.
Yeah.
You know that story?
I've heard of it, but I don't...
It's about a prince. Evidently, the pauper is almost like a twin to the prince, and they trade places.
Oh, yeah, I
Did
think
the pauper become...
I do know
and people
this.
can't tell them apart?
Yeah.
And the different lifestyles. I think the prince had a harder time getting used to the pauper lifestyle, you know, the poor lifestyle. Where did you come up with the idea?
So I actually didn't start off with a full-fledged idea. I just was kind of doing some fun writing, just something that came to my head.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know where the story would take me or anything like that. And these characters just sort of came out of my head through the process. And
how long did it? Did I ask? How long did it take? About a year? Was it? How long did?
A couple months to write it, but 3.5 years to edit it.
To
So it
finally
was
get it.
yeah.
Now you graduated high school yet?
Yeah, I graduated last year.
You graduated last
Yeah.
year. Where are you headed? Anywhere in particular for college or no?
I'm currently freshman at Northeastern, actually.
Oh, that's right.
So,
Okay, it's
yeah.
right here on. You are at Northeast. What are you majoring in?
I'm a psychology major,
Oh,
and I'm
God.
thinking of getting a minor in writing.
That would be, if you go into psychology, journaling is big.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're creative in the writing, there you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
You could do that too. What got you interested in psychology?
So I took AP Psych last year in high school, and I really enjoyed the class. But also, I feel like psychology would really help me sort of create more compelling characters.
Yeah.
And that's my favorite part of writing, to create the characters. And so I feel like with psychology, I can get like a more, I guess, thorough understanding of people and how they think and why they do the things that they do. So that's kind of where I was thinking.
Ever think you'd be writing a book when you were growing up?
I've always dreamed of writing a book, actually. So I used to write a lot when I was a kid, and it's always been my dream since I was like in kindergarten to publish a book. So.
Oh my God, kindergarten. Now you live in Shrewsbury, and you've been at the Shrewsbury Library, the Barnes and Noble on Lincoln Street in Worcester. You've been to Tatnock in Westboro. What's coming up?
So as of now, I don't have any events coming up, but I'm working to schedule some. I'm hoping to potentially get a signing in the Barnes & Noble in Boston, because that's very close to my college campus, and it's like in the Prudential too, so it'd get quite a bit of traffic, I think. So that's where I'm hoping to head next. But
Do you have your own car?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you want to get out and about and appear different places,
Mhm.
you'd have to. Who would take you?
Probably one of my parents.
One of your parents?
Yeah.
Okay. She's only 18. She seems so grown up. I thought, well, you must be in your 20s, like my son. Are you the only child in the family?
No, I have an older brother.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're the youngest. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
that's like, yeah. Big age gap or no?
No, like 5.5 years.
Oh, that's pretty
yeah.
good. Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Oh, now your family, your parents originally came from India. What
Mhm.
was it in, what's it called? It used to be the capital, wasn't it? What is it?
New Delhi.
Yeah, it's now can't think of the name of it. Not Punjab. It's I can't think of the name of it. I know that there's different forms of the language there. What is the main language? Is it
Hindi.
Hindi?
Yes.
Yeah, but then there's another one. If they come from a different part of India, it's not Siri, Shriri. It sounds. I think it sounds with a Taul. I know it's something like that.
Actually, each state has a different language of its own, so there are so many different languages across India, and every state has its own language.
Yeah.
But Hindi is the main one.
I'm glad you were raised speaking English, because I don't know which is harder for people, to pick up English or to pick up Hindi. I tried
Yeah.
Hindi. I'm like, oh my gosh. It was hard.
I honestly think that for people who are non-English speakers, it must be hard to pick up English, because it's so different than like objects don't have genders. Like, it's very different from
We've got a
other
lot
languages.
of, what do you call it? A lot of slang in our
Mhm.
language that you don't. Tamil.
Yes.
I got it. Tamil, and that's one of the lovely languages over in India. I have not been there, but I've had many friends who are from India, and it's fascinating. The clothes are gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh, does your mom have a sari?
Yeah, she does.
Do you have one too?
I do too,
You
but
do too.
I don't wear it that much. So
You go to the India. I love the India Center.
yeah, I'm a big part of the India Center. Actually, I volunteered there as an assistant Hindi teacher and a dance teacher, and I've been involved with the society for a really long time. So
I'm surprised you don't know my former meditation teacher, Rita. 'Cause
yeah,
we were there. You know that little garage on the side?
Mhm.
We started in there with the meditation.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we moved over to the India Center in the big room,
Yeah.
mostly in there. It was wonderful, very relaxing.
Yeah.
Very. One time, I just nodded off. She said, no, she couldn't wake me up. She says, you were in a deep meditation? I'm like, oh, okay, but I sure felt like I was gone. They all like, Jan, wake up. Now, how can people get a hold of your book?
So
Double
people can get a hold of my book
Mhm.
through Amazon and Barnes & Noble. It's online, and it's also available on Amazon as a Kindle. So that's how you can I guess, get a hold of my book.
What do you prefer, the book form or Kindle? What do you think?
Book, for sure, 100%.
Oh, good, another
yeah.
one. Sometimes I think it's only my generation. No, I'm hearing.
No.
I don't want a Kindle.
Yeah, I don't either.
If I'm going to a doctor's office, I'm going to a waiting room, I'm going to bring the book.
Yeah.
I've got a backpack.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I see too many people doing this. But when I see somebody sitting there in the waiting room with a book, like if I bring this to my dentist's office and I'm waiting, somebody's going to say, "What are you reading?" And that's another way that I can get the word out about somebody.
Yeah.
And then I do that too. I'll say, "What you reading?" And I find out it's really good.
Yeah.
Are you good at thinking of maybe, going to the high schools and the middle schools with this at all?
Possibly, yeah. Like, I'm gonna meet my media center specialist tomorrow. Like, I know her pretty well, and so I'm gonna sort of like show her my book tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I have to figure out like what other schools that I should be visiting, because this is definitely like for middle schoolers and high schoolers, so that I feel like that's a really good place to go.
But you know what? It's for adults too. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got the mother of my two little grandchildren is into fantasy,
Mhm.
and this, I don't know, is that what you would describe it as, fantasy?
Kind of, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
it has magic in it, but it's not like super like magic focused. It's
Yeah.
more about like the war.
Yeah,
So-
some of the books go over the edge to me. Like, this is perfect. But there's some fantasy books, it's like they got this huge animal on the front, and they
Mhm.
got somebody coming up with some potion. I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I will talk with, definitely they could be on the show. It's just that for me personally, it's got to have some kind
Yeah.
of some touch of reality.
Right.
Somehow, my husband's into sci-fi, and I'll read it if it's got a real possibility of being true. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if you've got something else coming up, I'll bet you do. Look at her face.
I'm actually planning a sequel for this book.
A sequel to,
Yeah.
to Double Edge?
Yeah.
When will that be out?
Well, I haven't even started writing it yet.
Hurry up.
I'm just planning. I'm planning to write it over the summer, actually, because
Yeah.
I have a lot of like time this summer.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be longer than this one for sure.
Will it
so
be called Double Edge 2, or will there be a new title?
I've not come up with a title yet.
Okay.
I come up with my titles like midway through the book, because like this didn't start off being called Double Edge. I just kind of wrote like a document. I didn't really title it.
Yeah.
But as the story kind of took shape, I decided the title.
Oh,
kind of
it's
in the
perfect.
middle. Yeah.
And they got the crossed swords.
Mm-hmm.
Did it take you long to come up with the idea, or just came to you? How did you...
For the swords, or like
Yeah.
on the front?
for the whole storyline. The princess versus the pauper.
It honestly just sort of took place on its own. Like, I just sort of found the story along the way as I went.
You just did What would you suggest to people young like you, 18 or over, whatever? They just want to get started in this type of thing. What would you suggest to a future author?
So I think that if you don't start off with an idea, it's very hard to sort of, start writing something. But I would say just write whatever comes to your head if you really want to, like, write something. And the story will honestly just take shape on its own. I didn't start off with an idea for this one, and personally, when I've tried to start off with, like, a concrete idea, it's never really worked for me. Like, this is what turned into the book in the end, so.
So you didn't have anything scripted or concrete in the beginning.
No.
It just evolved.
Mm-hmm.
And you find time, even though you're in college, you find time to write. How do you do it at like night after classes, or how do you do it in the weekends?
So I actually haven't found a ton of time to, like, do a lot of fiction writing, but I do write for, like, my school magazine and for, like, the science magazine as well, and so I have deadlines for that, so that's how I find the time to write. But I definitely need to find more time to write fiction, because I haven't.
You're on your way. Obviously, this first one, it's like, authors' fairs and expos. Have you ever been to one of those?
No.
Oh boy, I think you'd have an awful lot of fun. There's one in December in Rhode Island, not far, Cranston, and it's the the Rhode Island Authors Expo. There are about 200. It's packed. It's a huge room.
That sounds awesome.
It's packed. I could never get to everybody going through the aisles. I mean, really. But I think you'd have a blast exhibiting.
Yeah.
It'd be fun, because I've never seen one like this.
Yeah.
And I want to see the younger people coming on. I really do. It's important. I just
Yeah.
saw a young guy on, he probably was at the time 19 or 20, and he had on a kind of a sci-fi fantasy. I think I had him on the show, and he was great. He was just like you. He could talk about it, share it. Don't cover your microphone. See what you can still hear her, I hope. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. There's one in July up in Danversport. Basically, you have a table, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you set it up with your books. I always say make a nice big sign, get it laminated and enlarged at Staples.
Yeah.
And a nice easel. And with your two girls here, one wearing a crown, go to Walmart or whatever, take a real crown, put it like this on the sign.
Oh,
Got it?
that's
People are going to
cool.
they're drawn to it.
Yeah,
You could even wear the crown, another crown. You see what I'm saying? And they're going to say, well, what's your book about? I saw your crown.
That's such a good idea.
See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Draw people in.
Right,
So when you were in the front part of Tatnuk, how many people do you think walked by you? And stopped.
So a lot of family friends came, but I think a lot of people, it wasn't a very busy day because it was I think it was the week before school break and everything, so it was a little quieter.
Yeah.
But I think probably, 20-ish people walked by me.
Did they stop?
Some of them did,
Okay.
yeah.
Did you sell?
Yeah, I did.
Good.
Yeah.
I tell, authors, so while I was at this, believe it or not, an arts and crafts fair, I encourage authors, go, because you're probably going to be the only author standing out.
Yeah.
There might only be one other one, because people aren't prepared for it. You go to an arts and crafts fair, you're going down the aisle, this person is different.
Right.
This is a craft,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and it's an art to be able to write. So it's another place to get your the word out about you.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm big on signs, like the crown.
Yeah.
You can even find in the toy department, even maybe at the dollar store,
Yeah.
the little swords.
Yeah. Yeah.
Add that to your sign.
That would be cool.
And if the
There's
people
some
bring-
3D elements
Yeah,
to
like
it.
if people bring children with them, they say, "Mommy, let's go down there." And you're getting mom to go, and then mom gets it. Maybe she's a teenager at home.
Yeah.
So you got to think outside the box.
Mm-hmm.
Because
sure.
there's a lot of authors, and a lot of them just go and they sit there, and they just think people are gonna. You gotta smile. You gotta
Yeah.
feel into it.
Mm-hmm.
Look the part. You could even go over to a thrift shop, get a gown.
Oh.
The girl over at the Grafton Library, Heidi. Hello, Heidi Fowler. She dresses the role for all of her
That's so
book
cool.
roles. She gets her outfits.
Mhm.
You could have a gown from a thrift shop,
Yeah.
a beautiful crown. People are going to wonder, who's this girl sitting here looking like a princess? Tell me more about your book.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's such a good idea.
What a fun thing, right? You
Mhm.
play dress up for real.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that a good idea for
That
you?
is. Really, I didn't even think about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you could have your crown. You could have your hair put up with the
Mhm.
crown. You could even go over to AC Moore or Michael's
Mm-hmm.
and get little gems. Color, like in your
yeah.
cover. You've got the gems on
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
The jewels. Glue those on.
That would be so cute. Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Now, if you don't go alone and you want someone with you, which is, I always recommend, so not just because you want to go to the bathroom during this event,
Yeah.
but some you want to watch your table,
Mm-hmm.
but also getting up during the event, holding your book and walking around and meeting the other authors,
Yeah.
giving them your card, getting theirs.
Mm-hmm.
Because all it takes is one person to say, gee, I know a gig you might like to go to, or I know a bookstore you would like.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, I really have to look into that.
If you have a friend with you who wants to sit with you, she could dress up as the girl, or whatever, change roles as the popper.
Yeah.
Or she could be that girl.
Mm-hmm.
But this has got to stand out.
Mm-hmm.
This is big, and then you have a drawing of the castles you have behind you. Actually, you could just blow this up behind you too.
That's cool. Yeah.
Have a castle thing. Find it online, whatever. Take it to Staples. Yeah, you're getting a lot of plugs, Staples. And then blow it up. I've done this, and they do a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Just get an easel over at Staples too,
Mhm.
and then everywhere you go, you've got something you can use.
That's so cool.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's a lot of fun. Again, how can they get a copy of your book?
It's available on Amazon and Barnes and Noble, and it's also available in Kindle form on Amazon.
We've been talking with Dhriti Aiylan. I said it correct, right?
Yes.
And she's the author of Double Edged. This girl is on her way, 18 years young, and this is a fantastic book. I mean, I At first, I thought you were in your 20s, which is a compliment. Very, very well presented. And I thought, wow, what a great. But when I thought she was 18, I'm thinking, whoa, you've got a good start. You really. I've interviewed authors who started in their 40s, 50s, 60s. You know, you're already going. I mean, this is terrific.
Thank you.
What does your brother think of this?
He thinks it's really cool.
He likes it?
Yeah. He's actually reading it right now, so he's he's about like 20 chapters in, yeah.
Would you say it's more girly girl or boy or what?
I think it definitely depends on your taste. I think, like, personally, I feel like girls would appreciate it a little bit more than guys.
Yeah.
But I'm sure, like, it's definitely not, like, only for girls or only for guys. Like, whoever wants to read it, it's...
So the next one coming out is based on this. It will be in volume number 2.
Yeah.
Any surprises with that you could share with us so we whet our appetite?
So I haven't really thought of any, full-fledged ideas yet. It's all just kind of in the making.
Yeah.
So I haven't really,
You haven't got the title yet?
Yeah.
When do you think it might come out?
Oh, no, I haven't even started writing it, so...
All right, maybe this summer and then after that.
Honestly, I feel like, judging how long it took me to edit this one, probably by the end of college.
4 years?
Yeah.
Girl, you're too good for that. Oh my God, make time.
Yeah, no, I do.
Don't lose the opportunity, because when people start reading it now, and we'll have many people who are watching this and, oh, she's got a sequel coming, you don't want to lose people who are now your fans.
That's true.
There's one book that I love. It's a husband and wife team, and it comes out like every 6 months. I'm already done with it, and I'm waiting till, waiting. It's tough for fans, and you don't want them to lose interest.
Yeah, that's
How did it go at Shrewsbury Library? Were there was a lot of fun, or?
Well, most of the people who came were like family friends, but I think for the bookstores I got a lot of like different audiences, so that was really cool to see like people who I didn't even know like buying my book. That was really awesome.
Oh yeah. Are you willing to travel to different places?
For sure. Yeah.
Mom and Dad would take you if you're scheduled.
Yeah.
Very good. How can they reach you personally if they would like to have you come and give a presentation?
So they can reach me by my email, which is Dhriti.aiylan@gmail.com.
Spell it.
DHRITI.AIYLAM@gmail.com. And that's probably the best way to reach me.
Okay, so you're pretty open if they say, gee, I saw you on this show or whatever. We'd like to have you come. But let's say they're on the border in New Hampshire or they're over in Rhode Island. You're cool with that?
Oh, absolutely. I would love to, honestly, like, travel around. So
there you go. Do you think you'll get a car?
Hopefully.
My son doesn't want one. He lives in the city. He can bus or walk.
Yeah, that's like why I don't have a car at the moment. Because, like, I mean, I also live in the city. Like, there's really no point to having a car.
Don't think so? Are you living in the dorms, right?
Yeah.
A dorm. I remember living in dorm life is really interesting. You better pray you get a good roommate. Oh, one night I was asleep. I had a roommate, and we both were. And some nut thought that she was being funny. Evidently she pulled on a monster mask.
Oh my God!
And I'm looking up. I was asleep, and she's going. Oh my God!
Oh my goodness!
I know, and that lucky for me, I was able to snap out of it, and I realized it was a joke, which I didn't think was very funny.
Yeah.
A girl down the hall who's epileptic had an epileptic seizure.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, I hope you guys never do that again.
Yeah. That's crazy.
It's scary.
Yeah,
it was really scary. I'm thinking, you don't know that it's not real when you're waking up.
Yeah.
I don't know. College life could be really interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
Plymouth is a party college, or at least it was.
And
my parents and I didn't know that. We didn't know it. I just loved the New England up near the White Mountains. I'm like, oh, it's the one I want. Got it. And then it's a big frat college, fraternities, sorority, hazing, and the drinking and the parties. It's not all that. It's a great college. But most of my friends who came in as freshmen thought that was the thing to do, and I just felt like, oh, but I didn't care about that.
Yeah.
Strange. Do you find that a lot at Northeastern?
Northeastern isn't really like a party school, I think, but definitely a lot of people are still into that, and I'm not really big like into parties and stuff like that, but there's still plenty of like other things to do. It's not like that's all there is to do, which is really nice.
Does it probably has a radio station for the campus?
Yeah, I think it does.
I bet that someone who's doing this, one of the would love to interview you. That's another way to get it out.
Yeah, for sure.
Do the kids there know about you?
No, they don't.
You've got a campus library.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my next step. I have to go approach the library and
I
talk
would say the
about
bookstore,
this.
too.
Yeah.
You're there with a whole bunch of people, other people who would love this type of book.
Yeah, it's meant for that age group, too.
You've got a captive audience.
Yeah.
Don't be shy.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Oh, she's fantastic. You're gonna let me know when the next one comes out, right?
Yeah, for
Right.
sure.
And you can catch her book downstairs in the Upton Library, too. You go in the front door, all the way almost to the back. Take a little right. There's a room back there. You're going to take a look at it today.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
there's like a whole section for local authors, and that's not even half of who've been on the show. That and it's a lot. So we've been having authors on here for years. Not just authors, but it's always fun to see their books. Did you have fun?
I did have fun.
You're launched. You're on your way. I can't wait till the next one. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Alrighty. We'll see you next time and be my guest.
Riding on a shooting star, heading out toward a dream. Tomorrow's even closer than it seems. Moving through the clouds.